Good morning, good evening, good night. My name is Lee. Here we do all things D&D. Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the piece that I'm doing. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you can see at the bottom, right hand of the screen, I did this one. I started it a really, really, really long time ago, and then I picked it up again to finish it. So the coloring was all done in 2022, and the original line art was done in, I think, what does that say, 2018? I took, unfortunately, a pretty long break from art. I got pretty, I don't know, distracted with my job. And things were, it was just a little hard to pick up for a while. But my kind of personal resolution recently was to get back into it, and what better way than to get back in with my love of D&D, my campaign that's been running for 4+ years, almost 5 years now. It's coming to an end, I promise. I've talked a little bit about it before. Two of my map pieces that I have spoken about, the speed builds that I've done, have always been about that campaign. And so this character, his name is Marmar. He is a human, but he is very, very short, to the point where he actually looks like a dwarf. And so he was raised by, or he thinks he was raised by Dwarvenkind. Dwarvenkind have pretty much just adopted him and have accepted him for who he is. He's a man of little words. He is a barbarian. He is holding here a dragon's heart in a campaign quite some time ago that we were in with this character. He is one of my friend's characters. We had defeated, I believe, a shadow dragon, and he decided that he was going to rip the dragon's heart out and parade it around, and I think he eventually sold it. So here I'm trying to just, as you can see, look for some ideas for some of his blades, his aesthetic, if you will. He does have a wedding ring, but unfortunately he doesn't know why he has a wedding ring. There is a bit of a memory loss issue. And unfortunately that, to my knowledge at least, that really hasn't ever come of anything yet. I don't know if it was supposed to. Unfortunately, I believe this campaign, as many campaigns do, did fizzle out due to personal relationships, life, kind of stuff like that. You know, the token, how on earth are we going to get 6 people's different schedules all together kind of stuff. So it eventually fizzled out, but Marmar was imported into what we call the Deep Six campaign. In the Deep Six campaign, he is working with the dwarves for the war effort. He's being a good boy there. He's bringing along another character, actually, from that original campaign with the shadow dragon, who is named Lash, who is a very interesting dude, to say the least. But he is currently helping with the war effort and working alongside the dwarves, and is all around just a kind of fun character. The fact that he is a human but believes he's a dwarf, he is very dumb. But it's fine. He's endearing. He rages quite frequently and easily, but he's a very good fighter. He surprises people with sometimes how smart he actually is. It's just kind of depending on if it's in his element or not. So I'm just kind of, as you can see, struggling. As an artist, I feel like we constantly struggle, though I don't know if I should call myself an artist or a doodler or what, but I was trying to just kind of put down a couple more accessories, give him a little bit more life here. But eventually I think the coloring really does a good job of kind of bringing the blood and gore to life with the heart. I do eventually just, I don't know why I drew those fingers back there other than the fact that I say I could. But eventually I will erase the top parts of those and just bring the heart down a bit. Kind of something since this is a personal journal as much as it is something that I'm putting out onto the internet, something that I was pretty impressed with myself is this all was done in 2018, and yet I was able to pick up this piece. And not only was I able to pick it up, but I was actually able to improve it. I fixed a couple of the anatomy pieces. I did change a bit of the attire, and I'm pretty proud of it, especially for a person who has been very inconsistent with drawing. I was pretty good at drawing consistently through law school, and unfortunately, I stopped. I moved to a different state. I got a job. I got very focused on that, and so it's interesting to me to watch this, and because at this time, by 2018, I believe I had actually stopped drawing for about. Wait, no, in 2018 I was still drawing, but very infrequently. I was very much into the Stephen Buggy fandom, and so a lot of my art, especially my earlier videos, are of them. That really helped kind of get me going in terms of doing the art that I do. I originally started in undergrad when I thought I was going to be Indiana Jones and do archaeology. That obviously didn't turn out. But I was doing like Tim Burton-esque kind of style, darker cartoon-like things. Of course, I had my anime saga or moment, if you will. We all have those, I think. I feel like every artist goes through an anime phase or a Disney phase. One of the two, or both sometimes. For me, it was definitely the anime phase. Wish I could sometimes draw like Disney draws because I think it's super cute, but that's not how I draw. So unfortunately, the anime phase it still creeps up now and then with some of the ways I do things, but it's fine. But I think it's pretty cool to watch myself several years ago. Well, I guess more than several. It's 2022. Geez. Start this, and then for me to actually pick it up later on in life with a ton of different life changes, different moves, different career changes and everything, and being able to actually finish it, and not only finish it, but improve it in a way that I was very satisfied with. I think one of my favorite parts of this piece is his beard. It's not drawn yet. It's not going to be drawn until 2022. Right now we're taking a trip down, I don't know, we're time traveling. And so, in 2022, and I finish this piece, the beard becomes my favorite part because it's just a nice big full beard, and I wanted it to be very lush, and I'm sure it's probably, I don't know, I feel like Marmar would take very good pride in his beard because dwarves take pride in their beards, and, you know, contrary to popular belief, dwarves, actually I shouldn't say contrary to popular belief, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think dwarves very much care about their appearances, or do you think that they don't care at all and that's why they have long beards and just braids and whatever, or do you think they actually very much do care? Because I think they very much care. I think that dwarves are very much aware of their appearances, and I think they take great pride in them. And so I think that would translate to Marmar as a person who, while human, does not realize he's a human, and if you tell him that he's a human, good luck, run away. But I think it's a pretty interesting part because oftentimes people think of dwarves and they think short, stout, drunks, fighters, and they don't think of the finer things. I think recently, the Rings of Power did a really good job, in my opinion, of highlighting dwarven cultural etiquette, dwarven magnificence. I think dwarves are my favorites. If I have to pick a race, I think dwarves are my favorite when it comes to like the Tolkien races. When it comes to the D&D races, my favorite is still the Goliath, but I think dwarves are pretty cool, and I wouldn't mind playing a dwarf in a campaign if I ever stop being a GM, but I am a perpetual GM, and honestly, I don't mind it. I have a penchant for desire of control, so, there's that. And so I think being a GM is probably the best spot for me. This was, I believe, live streamed, which is why that will return in a moment came up, and I'm too lazy to edit it out, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. Other than that, I'm pretty proud of this piece. It took me super long, but I think it turned out really cool. And so, yeah, I'm gonna probably stop gabbing here and I'll let you enjoy the rest of the line art process. Drawing an anatomy and atomically correct heart was pretty fun. Here, I said I'd stop gabbing at you. I lied. But this is actually, I think it's a human heart that I based the anatomy on. I don't remember. Apparently they're a little different depending on species, but you know, whatever. It's a shadow dragon heart. It's D&D. I do what I want. So enjoy. I'm about wrapped up here anyway, and I will see you in the next video.